So, do I have them all there? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I got them all. Okay, great. Good. Okay. Okie doke. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Happy Halloween. Alright. I hope you all had a fun one. We handed out a lot of candy, huh? Had a good couple of costumes. Someone was dressed up as a bush. One was like camo, moss, bush costume things. That was entertaining. Another person had a giant cat head. A lot of Spider-Man, princesses. Good little smattering of different things. So, and we went through a decent amount of candy, not too much, but we're not left with a ton left over, so I have enough to put in our Thanksgiving Advent calendar, which I can put up tomorrow morning. So, yeah, I have the Thanksgiving Advent calendar because I'm weird like that. So tonight we're going to read all of our Halloween books because it's Halloween. So we've got It's Pumpkin Day Mouse, 10 Timid Ghosts, The Spooky Wheels on the Bus, Berenstain Bears Trick or Treat, Corduroy's Best Halloween Ever, A Pumpkin Prayer, and Room on the Broom. So, kiddo, which of these do you want to read? You've got lots of choices here. All of these. Spooky Wheels on the Bus? Excellent choice. Okay. They're all good choices. I say excellent as if one's better than the other. They're not. All right.
Subway sandwich.
Child.
Sandwich on its way.
We had spaghetti and garlic bread for dinner. Okay, I've been telling you all night we're not having Subway. I offered you bread. Okay, I don't have lunch meat, so I can't make you a sandwich. Okay. All right, Spooky Wheels on the Bus. One spooky bus goes rattle and shake, rattle and shake, rattle and shake. One spooky bus goes rattle and shake all through the town. Two white wipers go creak, 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 creak. Two white wipers go creak, creak, creak all through the town. Aren't you precious in your snuggle? Three noisy cats go meow, hiss, hiss, meow, hiss, hiss, meow, hiss, hiss. Three noisy cats go meow, hiss, hiss, all through the town. What am I touching to the blanket here? What's happening here? Why do you do this to me? You're trouble. Four glowing wheels go round and round, round and round, round and round. Four glowing wheels go round and round, all through the town. Five big spiders spin their webs, spin their webs, spin their webs. Five big spiders spin their webs all through the town. I know, Christmas is coming. We'll put up our Thanksgiving stuff tomorrow, and maybe a few Christmas things too, right? We got a lot of Christmas trees to put up, so it wouldn't hurt. Six singing mummies, hum, 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 hum. Six singing mummies, hum, 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 all through the town. Seven silly monsters, wiggle and waggle, wiggle and waggle, wiggle and waggle. Seven silly monsters, wiggle and waggle, all through the town. I like when you're happy. Eight wacky witches, cackle and howl, cackle and howl, cackle and howl. Eight wacky witches, cackle and howl, all through the town. Well, there you are. It's about time. Were you eating his pasta? Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hola. 9 magic brooms go swish, swoosh, swish, swish, swoosh, swish, swish, swoosh, swish. 9 magic brooms go swish, swoosh, swish, all through the town. 10 Goofy goes say boo ooh ooh, boo ooh ooh. 10 Goofy goes say boo ooh ooh, all through the town. One spooky bus goes rattle and shake, rattle and shake, rattle and shake. One spooky bus goes rattle and shake on Halloween night. She was not a fan of everybody ringing the doorbell tonight. She was the barking machine. And, I mean, my poor black dogs. My poor black rescue dogs. No one's as excited to see them as they are to see the husky. Every time we open the door, is that a husky? Can I pet her? And she's the timid one. I mean, she gets timid too, but Aurora's really timid. And every time she's like, I don't know if I like them. She's gentle, but
you're ready to.
Hey,
you're ready to.
Okay. What happened? What happened? Oh boy. Let me see. Let me see what happened. Okay. Athena, back up. Back up. Let me see what happened. What hurts? Your hand? She just got you a little bit with her tooth. Didn't even break skin. You're okay. You chose to play with her like that, though. Okay? And you need to understand that that's a consequence that can happen. Okay? That's why I tell you to be gentle with her, right? Okay. She's little like you. She doesn't know better. Neither do you, and I understand that. Okay? But you both need to learn to be gentle. Okay? So, now, I need you to pick the next story. Okay? Can you pick the next story? It's Pumpkin Day, Mouse? Okay. All right. It's Pumpkin Day, Mouse. It is Pumpkin Day. It's still pumpkin season, though.
Everybody here to the
Mommy's going to be making pumpkin cheesecake pretty soon, which I'm excited about. I might try pumpkin pie this year. I usually just buy a pumpkin pie. You know?
Yeah, I haven't.
Remember, did I make a pumpkin pie last year? I don't think I did. I think I just made the cheesecakes. All right. Yeah. You were watching that earlier. It's a good night to be watching it. It's Pumpkin Day, Mouse. Mouse has 7 pumpkins to decorate. Mouse paints a happy face on this pumpkin. This pumpkin is sad. This pumpkin has a silly face. This pumpkin looks surprised. One of the pumpkins is missing. What do you think the pumpkin is? Eek! What is that? Boo! Dog made a scary pumpkin. Now it's time to make friendly pumpkins. Happy Pumpkin Day, Mouse. It's a good one, right? I know. I like that one too. All right. Now which one do you want to read? No, I don't want to touch your doobly-doo. Okay? I don't want to touch it. All right? You got these two as well. A pumpkin prayer? Okay, this is church. A pumpkin prayer. With thanks, I say a pumpkin prayer under an autumn sky. Ouch! For crunch, crunch, crunch beneath my feet and leaves piled up this high. For some big leaves for mice. For autumn winds so cool and crisp that launched the leaves in flight. For orange, yellow, brown, and red, a colorful delight. For yummy smelling pumpkin pie and orange grins that glow. For family, friends, for plenty, and a God who loves me so. Oh, you know what we should make this next weekend if your uncle decides to come out? is those pumpkin cookies. We should try that recipe. I think he would like that. Okay, you got 4 more books to choose between. You got Room on the Broom, Corduroy's Best Halloween Ever, 10 Timid Ghosts, and the Berenstein Bears Trick or Treat. Which of these 4 would you like? Which one? Corduroy's Best Halloween Ever? All right.
What would they expensive? Ouch. Whoa.
Okay.
Wait. Wait. Wait.
It was almost Halloween. Corduroy and his friends were getting ready. They went to pick out a pumpkin for Corduroy's Halloween party. There was so much to do before the party. Corduroy raked the leaves. Rabbit, Puppy, and Mouse tried to help, but jumping in the leaf piles was much more fun. Corduroy and his friends helped Mrs. Pig decorate her store windows. She thanked them with a hot, delicious pumpkin pie. Yum. Back at Corduroy's house, they all started talking about their costumes for Halloween. I'm going to be a pumpkin, said Mouse. I'm going to be a lion, said Rabbit, the king of the jungle. My costume's a secret, said Puppy. It's really great. I want you to all be surprised. Corduroy was worried. He didn't have an idea for a costume yet. What would he wear for Halloween? Why, they ate through almost an entire pie? And some hungry stuffed animals. Later, while Corduroy was shopping for his party, he spotted a whole bunch of costumes. Finding a costume would be easy with all these choices. Corduroy tried on the lion costume. Roar! He looked ferocious, but then he remembered that Rabbit was dressing up as a lion. He does not look ferocious. He looks adorable. That's what he looks like. Right, I know. He tried on the pumpkin costume. It fit perfectly, but oops. Didn't Mouse say he was going as a pumpkin? I know, thought Corduroy. I will be a scary witch with a pointy hat. But then he remembered something. His friend Dolly wanted to dress up as a witch. Then he saw the perfect thing, a dinosaur mask. Wow, he thought Corduroy. I can make a great costume to go with that mask. Corduroy went home to work on his costume. He found an old pair of green pajamas and some scraps of fabric. He cut, he glued, he even sewed. Finally, he was finished. What's up, chicken butt? No, I don't want to. You touch your own doodle. Okay, that is not for mommy to be touching. Halloween night finally came. Corduroy was so excited for his party. Ding dong, the doorbell rang. Who could it be? The party wasn't supposed to start for another hour. Corduroy opened the door. Puppy looked very sad. Corduroy, I had the best costume and it fell apart. It's all in pieces. What should I do? Could use some more tape. It looks like it was just held together by tape. I mean, just a rocket outfit. Corduroy thought about it. He loved his costume, but Puppy was so sad. And Corduroy knew that friends were more important than costumes. It's okay, Puppy. I have a costume you can wear. Really? Said Puppy. Corduroy, what will you wear? Don't worry, I have an idea, said Corduroy. But he didn't, really. What would he wear? Corduroy thought and thought. He thought all through the party. It was a really fun party, too. They bobbed for apples and carved jack-o'-lanterns and ate cookies and punch. They even danced the Monster Mash. It was almost time to go trick-or-treating. Corduroy still didn't have a costume. Suddenly, he really did have an idea. He carefully moved everything off of the table. He held up the tablecloth. Perfect, thought Corduroy. He cut holes for eyes and a mouth. He looked at the punch and chocolate stains all over the tablecloth. I am a ghost who just came from a Halloween party, said Corduroy. All his friends laughed. It was a great costume. Let's go trick-or-treat. Everybody loved Corduroy's costume. What a creative idea, they said. Corduroy felt proud, and Puppy loved his dinosaur costume. Everyone was happy. It was the best Halloween ever. All right, 3 more to choose from. Which one do you want to read next? Room on the Broom? Okay. Good choice, good choice. Room on the Broom. Which we've established is Mommy's favorite. All right. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black, and long ginger hair and a braid down her back. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog, as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail, and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat, but away blew the bow from her braid just like that. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree, an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low, then said, as the witch tied her braid in the bow, I am a bird, as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The bird shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond, leaped a dripping wet frog, the dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on the fold of her cloak, I am a frog, as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, said the witch. So the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud. The witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. I am a dragon, as mean as can be, and which with French fries tastes delicious to me. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near, the glint in his eyes, and said, just once, I'll have witch without fries. But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of the ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird, and its terrible voice, and started to speak, with a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and squelched as it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, buzz off, that's my witch. The dragon drew back, and he started to shake. I am sorry, he sputtered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat, and phew, said the dog. And thank you, oh thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you, I'd be in that dragon's inside. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, Find something. Everyone, throw something in. So the frog found a lily, the cat found a comb, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well. And while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom! And out rose a truly magnificent room, with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, and a pool for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Okay, we have two left, my friend. 10 timid ghosts. 10 timid ghosts. 10 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a skeleton and let out a whine. He flew to the woods, and then there were 9. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my goodness. 9 timid ghosts in a haunted house. The witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a bat and didn't wait. She flew to the woods, and then there were 8. 8 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a ghoul and screamed, "Oh, my heaven!" He flew to the woods, and then there were 7. 7 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a cat with a terrible fix. She flew to the woods, and then there were 6. 6 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw an owl and took a dive. He flew to the woods, and then there were 5. 5 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a vampire and dashed to the door. She flew to the woods, and then there were 4. 4 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a monster and was as scared as could be. He flew to the woods, and then there were 3. 3 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a spider, and what did she do? She flew to the woods, and then there were 2. 2 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a rat and started to run. She flew to the woods, and then there was 1. 1 clever ghost in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted her out. She saw the witch coming undone. She flew to the woods, and then there were none. 10 angry ghosts in the deep dark wood. That witch is too tricky and just no good. This isn't fair. We live in there. Let's band together and give her a scare. 1 mean old witch in a haunted house. 10 brave ghosts wanted her out. And they come up to her and they go, "Boo!" And it's so scary. Her hair is all like on end. The witch saw the ghosts and howled with fear. She tore out the door, screaming, "Get me out of here!" And they're happy dancing. They're handing out candy. All right. And our last Halloween book is The Berenstain Bears Trick or Treat. Even little bears can expect a good fright when they go out for treats on Halloween night. Okay, Berenstain Bears Trick or Treat. The sights and sounds of autumn were all around as Mama Bear pushed her shopping cart along the path that led to the Bears family treehouse. The trees and shrubs were ablaze with color. Farmer Benton's pumpkin stood bright orange in the October sun. The crows cawed noisily as they searched the stubble for bits of corn. Wild geese in great V formations honked high in the sky as they flew south. But the surest sign of the season was inside the treehouse, hiding behind Papa Bear's easy chair. It was Brother Bear waiting to try out his Halloween costume on Mama. It wasn't Halloween yet, but Brother and Sister couldn't wait to try on their new costumes. Sister was going to be a beautiful ballerina. Well, what do you think? She asked, taking the third position. Shh, said Brother. Mama's coming. Brother had chosen to be a spooky monster on Halloween. He had bought the spookiest monster mask he could find, and Mama made the rest of the costume. Boo! He shouted as Mama came in with the groceries. Help, a monster! She cried, pretending to be frightened. It's only me, Mama, he said, showing his face. So it is, said Mama. Well, it just goes to show that appearances can be deceiving. Appearances can be deceiving? What's that mean? Asked Sister. It's just a grown-up way of saying that things aren't always what they look like, explained Mama as she unpacked the groceries. Look, goodies, said Brother. Hands off, please, said Mama. Those are for trick-or-treaters who come to our house tomorrow night. Brother and Sister were very excited about Halloween, and a little nervous, too. This was the first year they would be going trick-or-treating without a grown-up along to supervise. I'm not so sure I like the idea of them going by themselves, said Papa, as he carved the pumpkin he got from Farmer Ben. It's pretty spooky out there, he added, making a scary face at the cubs. Oh, Papa. Now, Papa, said Mama, if Brother and Sister want to accept the challenge of going out on their own, I think we should encourage them. But remember, she continued, turning to the cubs, there will be strict rules. You'll stay in your own neighborhood, and you won't eat any of the treats until you're back home. Besides, said Brother, we won't really be by ourselves. We made a trick-or-treat date with Cousin Freddie, Lizzie Bruin, and Queenie McBear. There, said Papa, putting the finishing touches on the jack-o'-lantern. Then he lit a candle inside and turned out all the lights. It was pretty scary. The next day, Brother and Sister began planning the trick-or-treat route they'd follow that night. Brother got a pencil and paper and made a map of the neighborhood. That way, he explained, they wouldn't miss anybody. Let's see now, he said. We'll stop at our houses first, ours, Freddie's, Lizzie's, and Queenie's. Then we'll do Farmer Ben's and our sitters, Mrs. Grizzle. Mrs. Grizzle for sure, agreed Sister. She usually makes special Halloween cookies. And Teacher Jane, she gives out good stuff. How about Dr. Grizzly, asked Brother. She's into health snacks. I think so, just to be polite, said Sis. Gramps and Gran, of course. Of course. I'll tell you one place we are going to miss, said Brother, folding his map. What place is that? Asked Sister. That one, he answered, pointing out the window at the home of old Ms. McGriz. It was a spooky, twisted old tree house in a thicket at the end of Crooked Lane. We're definitely not going there, he added with a shiver. Why ever not? Asked Mama, who was listening. Why not? Said the cubs. Because she's a witch. That's why not. What utter nonsense, protested Mama. True, Ms. McGriz is old and bent and rather forbidding looking, but I can assure you she's a perfectly nice person. But the cubs didn't believe her. Not for a minute. They knew better. Everybody knew better. No doubt about it, Ms. McGriz was a witch for sure. Just after dark, a pirate, a skeleton, and the wicked queen from Snow White came for Brother and Sister. They were Freddie, Lizzie, and Queenie, of course, and together they ventured out into the darkness with their trick-or-treat bags. Before they could get started collecting Halloween goodies, they were joined by some worrisome company. Too Tall Grizzly and his gang out for mischief. Too Tall didn't waste any time trying to get Brother, Sister, and their friends to go along with him and his gang. Come on, we'll show you goody-goodies how to have some real Halloween fun, he said, pulling Brother along with him. What sort of fun? Asked Brother warily. Well, you might say we're going to put the trick back in trick-or-treat, he said, chuckling. It was so dark that Brother and the others didn't notice where they were heading. Hey, said Sister, this is Crooked Lane. That's right, said Too Tall. We're going to play a few tricks on old Witch McGriz. What sort of tricks? Asked Brother. Her gnarled, twisted old tree house loomed ahead. First, whispered Too Tall, taking a roll of toilet paper from his jacket, we'll decorate her house with a little of this. Then maybe we'll tie a few knots in her clothesline. Then smear some honey on her broomstick so she'll stick to it when she tries to fly. But before Too Tall and his gang could start their mischief, the front door opened and a bright yellow light stabbed the darkness. And there in the doorway stood the frightening figure of old Miss McGriz. "Ah," she said in a gravelly voice, "I'm ready for you." She then led the terrified cubs into a cozy living room. To their great surprise, there was a big tray of beautiful candy apples, all prepared for Halloween visitors. "Mama was right," whispered sister to brother. "Miss McGriz really is a sweet, kind is a sweet, kind old person." Oh, someday I'll learn how to read. The cubs thanked her for the beautiful apples and went about the rest of their trick-or-treat business. Those are some big apples. Later that evening, brother and sister were at home looking over all the treats they had collected. The beautiful candy apples stood there, and Papa asked where they came from. "From Miss McGriz," answered brother. "From that scary-looking old grouch puss that lives down Crooked Lane," said Papa. "That's right," said brother, taking a delicious bite of his candy apple. "You must really try to remember, Papa," said sister, giving her apple a little lick. "Appearances can be quite deceiving." And that's it. That's all our Halloween stories. So tomorrow we'll have Thanksgiving stories. And then, of course, on Thanksgiving, we'll read all of them like we did with our Halloween ones. I'm thinking about Christmas. I can't do that with Christmas. I've got far too many books. Well, we could do the individual books, not that anthology book that we have that takes like 2 weeks to read through, which we'll be doing again like we did in July. But yeah. Was that a good Halloween, buddy? You had your class party today, and we handed out candy, and we had decorations, and you've watched Nightmare Before Christmas 8 million times this month, which just tickles me pink with joy. I love that movie, and I'm so thrilled that he is loving it this year. So, didn't watch The Great Pumpkin as much as we usually do, but that's okay. All right. And tomorrow we'll get all our Thanksgiving stuff out. Yeah. Hopefully it'll warm up just a little bit. We've been having freeze warnings here in the Vegas area, especially at night and in the mornings. It's been very chilly. So it's seasonably chilly. It's not usually this cold. It gets cold, but not this cold. Like in the 30s in the morning. So chilly. It's usually December temperatures. Anyway, it is bedtime, and you look like you're ready to go to sleep. You're doing your little weird leg crunch exercises. All right, everyone. Well, we're going to go to bed. Or at least he's going to go to bed. I'm going to go finish watching that Heist with Markiplier thing. I'm trying to figure out all the different endings. It's exhausting to watch, but interesting. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow for Thanksgiving stories. So, all right, everyone. Good night.